What do you want? Welcome back to the podcast where we ask the biggest question in the universe, louder than your alarm clock on a Monday morning. Today's episode, we're going there. We're talking about when a public figure like Pontus Rasmussen gets sentenced to prison. What does that even mean, and why does it happen? Should you ever take the blame for something someone else did? And what do you do when someone at school breaks stuff, and you know exactly who it is? Yeah, we're mixing prison, guilt, morality, and school chaos. Let's begin. Part 1. When fame crashes. So when someone famous gets sentenced to prison, people react in 3 ways. Knew who, he would never. I knew wait, who? When a public person gets convicted, it means a court has decided that laws were broken. That's serious. Prison isn't handed out like detention slips. It happens after investigations, evidence, legal processes, the whole dramatic Netflix documentary package. Now, here's the thing about fame. Fame does not equal immunity. Actually, sometimes fame makes everything worse. Because when you're famous, your mistakes are public, your bad decisions are headlines. Your downfall becomes content and the internet. Oh, the internet loves a downfall. There's something darkly fascinating about watching someone go from influencer energy to courtroom energy. But here's where it gets important. When someone is sentenced, it's because the legal system has decided there was enough proof of wrongdoing. Not because Twitter felt spicy that day. Not because someone made a dramatic TikTok. Not because of rumors, because evidence was presented. That's the difference between gossip and law, and honestly, that's a big lesson. Actions have consequences. Even when you're famous, especially when you're famous. Dark. Yes. Important. Absolutely. Part 2. Taking the blame, hero move, or terrible idea. Let's talk about something we've all experienced. Someone does something wrong, and suddenly, everyone's quiet, and then someone says, "Fine, I did it." Cue dramatic music. Now here's the question. Should you take the blame for something someone else did? Short answer, usually, no. Long answer, it depends, but mostly still no. Here's why. Taking blame feels noble. It feels heroic. It feels like you're in a movie where the sad piano music starts playing and everyone respects you. But in real life, you get detention, or grounded, or punished, or worse, and the person who actually did it, they learn nothing. That's the dangerous part. If you protect someone from consequences, you might accidentally train them to keep messing up. It's like saying, "Go ahead, smash that window, I'll handle it." That's not friendship. That's unpaid legal representation. Now, are there moments where you stand up for someone unfairly accused? Yes. But that's different from taking blame for something they actually did. Responsibility matters. If you didn't do it, why should you carry it? You're not a backpack for other people's bad decisions. And here's the darker truth. Sometimes people will let you take the fall. They won't even stop you. They'll just watch. And that tells you everything you need to know. Part 3. The school situation. Okay, let's paint a scene. You're at school, someone breaks something, maybe a chair, maybe a window, maybe the classroom projector that barely worked anyway. You saw it, you know who did it, the teacher asks. Does anyone know what happened? And suddenly the room is quieter than a horror movie basement. Now what? Option 1, stay silent. Option 2, tell the teacher. Option 3, confront the person yourself. Let's break it down. If you stay silent, you protect the person, but the whole class might get punished. Collective punishment, the worst invention since 8 a.m. math. If you tell the teacher, some people might call you a snitch. Ah yes, the legendary word, snitch. The word that makes people act like they're in a mafia movie instead of 7th grade. But here's the real question. Is it or is it accountability? If someone breaks stuff on purpose, that affects everyone, the school, the class, the vibe. And sometimes silence protects the wrong person. But here's where it gets tricky. You don't want drama. You don't want enemies. You don't want someone waiting outside the cafeteria like you told, didn't you? So what can you do? You can talk privately to the teacher, encourage the person to admit it themselves, refuse to take the blame, refuse to lie. That's key. You don't have to scream their name in class like a courtroom witness, but you also don't have to carry their mistake. There's a difference between loyalty and stupidity, and sometimes people confuse the two. Dark truth moment. Here's the slightly darker part. If someone keeps breaking things and nobody says anything, they escalate. Small chaos becomes bigger chaos. Broken pencil becomes broken desk becomes broken trust. And suddenly the school installs cameras everywhere and everyone complains about privacy. See how that works? Silence has consequences too. Big question of the episode, what do you want? Do you want peace in the moment or fairness in the long run? Do you want to protect someone or protect yourself? Do you want to look loyal or be honest? Because sometimes those don't match, and growing up is realizing that doing the right thing doesn't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it feels awkward. Sometimes it feels risky. Sometimes it feels like everyone's staring at you, but integrity, that's long-term power. And fake loyalty, that's short-term approval. Final thoughts, when someone famous falls, it reminds us, consequences are real. When someone asks you to take blame, character is tested. When someone breaks something at school, your silence is a choice too. Life isn't just about asking what do you want, it's about asking what kind of person do you want to be, the one who hides, the one who lies, the one who takes the fall, or the one who stands firm, even if their voice shakes a little. That's the real question, and that's why we scream it. What do you want? See you next episode. Stay loud, stay honest, and maybe don't break the projector.